Hey, this is Brigitte for Taste TV. I'm sitting with Gareth and Ryan for Funeral for a Friend. How are you guys doing?
Very well, yeah. Very, very good.
Are you, Ryan?
Yes, I am. The weather seems very nice. Seems like a good vibe. Should be a good show.
Yeah. On Taste TV, we like to know why people listen to music. Now, a lot of our viewers, they say it's because of the emotion that they get from it, the strength and stuff. Why do you, as a musician, write music?
I just enjoy it. I think it's a good way of, maybe if you have something in your mind that you want to express musically, maybe you have a mood or you have a subject, maybe if you write lyrics that you want to share with people. Yeah. And I just like to be creative. Many people are creative in different ways. They might like to paint or things like that, or take photographs. I've just always liked making music.
So it's like a creative outlet for you. So that means it's very personal, also probably. Is it very autobiographic? Sorry for my English.
Yeah, to a certain extent, I suppose it can be. I mean, I've been into music since for as long as I can remember now. I remember being 5 years old, dancing in front of the TV at my parents' house. So like all those years ago, it's just something that's kind of ingrained itself in me, and it's something that feels quite natural, and it's cathartic, it's a nice release, and it is something that you can connect to, and if other people can connect to it as well, then that's fantastic.
Well, there are a lot of kids that connect to your music, and we actually were talking to some of your fans just before, and they were wondering what's it like to be on tour, because you have to miss your family, your friends and stuff. What's it like?
It gets tough, I guess it does get difficult with long periods away, and it's like you miss birthdays, you miss anniversaries, and all this kind of stuff. You're working towards a better cause eventually as well, We're working towards being able to provide for our families for the rest of our lives, So, and it is difficult, but you work with what you have. I mean, the internet's a wonderful thing these days, and there's webcams and all sorts of stuff. So you'll find me in here later talking online with my wife at some point. So yeah.
That's great. For you?
Yeah, I mean it is tough, obviously, but I think it's not as tough being a musician. I mean, if you're in the armed forces or something like that, and you're posted in Iraq or something, and that's a lot harder. I think you don't know how long you're going to be away or whether you'd even come home at all. So when you put things into perspective that way, as I always try to do, it always makes me feel like it's not so bad.
Well, I would like to get to know you guys as a person, like who you really are. I know it's a difficult question, but could you try to describe yourself?
I suppose I'm a little bit outgoing, I'll try and I'm a very optimistic kind of person, I think. Is that right? I don't know, we should describe each other, really.
I would say.
Yeah.
I'm a very optimistic person, I think, and try and make the best out of every situation possible, and I try and keep as many people happy as I can at one time.
Yeah. And you?
I don't know, I think I can be a bit of a perfectionist, maybe. I always want everything to be right, and just little things, if there's something wrong with the TV, if the picture is a little fuzzy, I go crazy. I can't, or if something's a little wrong with the stereo or something.
Example, actually. There's no iPod cables on the bus that we're on, and Brian's dissatisfied. Highly dissatisfied.
In my mind, just little things always have to be right with me, and sometimes it drives me to the brink of insanity. But I suppose it's good maybe to have one person like that in every band, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, I was just going to ask. It must sometimes be difficult not to be on tour than with a perfectionist. I don't know.
No, it's fine, actually, because, once he's happy, everybody's happy,
Like that, yeah, that's a good thing. Well, I can see you also think about a lot of things. Am I right?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to think about when you're in a band. It's not just the music. There's a lot of things day to day, the business side and the press side of things, and just all sorts of different things. Your equipment, making sure that works, all sort of things. So it's hard to ever really switch off, even when you're home. It's really hard to forget you're a musician, because there's always an email coming in or a phone call coming in from someone to do with the band. So there's never really any time off as such, you know. There's never really any respite from it all. So you're always thinking music, I think.
But there must be fun sides to it too.
Oh, absolutely.
Those are the fun sides.
Those are the fun sides, you know. I mean, we come from a very working class background, you know. I mean, there's a lot of people in Wales, you know, still spend every day waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning, going to work in a factory every day. Do you know what I mean? And we're sat here with these surroundings right now. Things could always be worse. Always be worse.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, if you get to the point, you know, some people complain a lot about being in a band. It's very simple. If you don't want to be in a band, you just go home. Don't do it. You know, there's plenty of other things that you could do, but you know, this is the thing I want to do more than anything else.
Well, I hope you don't mind me asking this question, but a lot of our viewers, they write to us with really personal messages, and some of the kids are really depressed out there. And it's not just about, oh, I'm losing my boyfriend. No, really serious stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know they look up to you as musicians. Have you ever in your life gone through a period of depression? Or if I'm too personal, tell me.
I think most people, when they're going through, you know, the teenage years, you know, I think a lot of people have, you know, those sort of feelings of confusion and, you know, maybe not knowing where they belong. And I think that, you know, music's a very important thing for someone at that age. I mean, for me, you know, when I was growing up, music really helped me to belong, you know what I mean? That sense of community where, you know, I made so many friends through music, and you know, every time a band would come into town, you know, you'd go to see that band and you'd make so many friends, and you know, you'd feel part of something. So I think music is very good for bringing people together.
Community-based thing, you know, and it could, like I said, it can speak to people on many levels, but it can be different to every person individually as well. So that's where, like Ryan said, you know, you start making friends, and music is a very good way of influencing people, I think.
Well, you're a little bit grown up now, compared to the kids that we mostly.
You make me feel old. Don't say that.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh, come on. Guess how old I am.
I'm not even. No, I'm a gentleman. I won't. I'm a gentleman.
That's good, but no, 25 is not old. Trust me. No, but I was going to say, I mean, you've been through these stages. You've been in music. You've heard the kids and stuff. What would you say to those people who are out there holding on to your music? What would you want to say to them?
If you are going through that kind of period of depression, you know, try and stay positive. There's always light at the end of the tunnel, one way or another. You never know what's going to happen, you know. I mean, there was a time when we just started touring, you know, and there was a period of time where, you know, none of us had any money. We were all broke. We all just didn't know what to do. And, you know, if you work too hard towards something, then you'll actually achieve what you want, you know. And things are always achievable. Don't ever let it get you down to the point, because, you know, it's just a small period in the rest of your life, and you'll be fine.
Well, I think you make a good point, because a lot of people, I think they think that things are not achievable, but I think you prove it that it is.
That's the problem, you know. I mean, particularly where we come from in Wales, I don't think enough people really have enough belief that they can do something special with their lives, you know. Maybe through their parents, or, you know, generations have always done the same thing, you know, lived in the same town their whole life, and done the same job. And, you know, it's really important to get the message to kids that, you know, if you really believe in something and you really, you know, do your most to achieve something, then you can do it. You know, it sounds like a cliche, but most cliches are true. So.
But what would you say to the kids that have this struggle with their parents? And was it like that with you too? I mean, coming from Wales, I kind of imagine that you must have struggled with your parents, or...
I mean, it was more along the lines of, you know, my parents have always been very supportive of what I've done, you know, so I've been quite fortunate with that. But, you know, it was more teachers, I suppose, when I was back in school, you know. It's just, you know, you get to a certain age in the UK and you have to sit down with a careers advisor, and, you know, like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? It's like, oh, well, this is what I want to do, and they're like, oh, don't you think you better, you know, aim for something a little bit more achievable? So at that point, I made it my mission to prove those people wrong, and lo and behold, I did, which is nice.
I think with parents, you know, with my parents, you know, there was always the focus on education, that I should, really concentrate on that. But at the time, all I really wanted to do was play music. But when I wanted to buy my first drum kit, they were very adamant that I should work for it, and even so that I could pay for some of it, and learn the value of money, and learn the value of achieving things for yourself, and not just having them given to you, which I think is a good lesson, I think when you really work hard for something, when you achieve it, it's a lot more satisfying than just being given something on a plate, I think.
I think so too. Well, that's some great advice to the kids out there. And I want to thank you very much for this interview and for getting to know you a bit better. You're welcome.